Et bonjour YouTube, et bienvenue dans cette troisième VOD sur Strike Gods, The Role-Playing Musical, qui est plutôt bien en vrai. Ça me fait beaucoup penser le fait d'être dans une enquête, dans un milieu surnaturel qui vit malgré, enfin sans qu'on le sache, parmi le nôtre. Ça me fait beaucoup penser à Fable, et donc à Wolf Among Us, ce qui est renforcé par le fait que on... le fait qu'on évolue dans un jeu narratif. Sauf que ce que j'aimais pas dans Wolf Among Us et dans tous les Telltales en général, c'est les parties QTE que je trouve un peu. Ça apporte pas grand chose. Donc là, c'est bien, il n'y a pas ça. Et le côté comédie musicale, j'avais peur que ça me rebute au bout d'un moment. C'est assez sympa, surtout que ça nous permet de faire évoluer Enfin, non. On interroge les personnages tout en chantant, c'est assez bien foutu. On va aller chercher Apollon quand même, peut-être qu'il va pouvoir nous aider avec Méduse. Ah, il vit vraiment dans une cabane de surfeurs.
Ah, Grace, you're back. That's good. I was just about to call you.
He means he wants me to call you because Paul here still hasn't figured out how to use a phone.
That's not true. I know how, I just don't like them. They're confusing. Anyhow, I've been contemplating our list of suspects, and I think Pan is someone we need to consider.
Oui, moi aussi j'ai pensé à Apollo Creed. Attends, c'est quoi cette histoire de téléphone?
Wait. You don't like phones?
I just don't like talking to people I can't see.
No, it's the ringtones. They scare the crap out of him. I kid you not.
I'm not
Tu mets sur vibreur.
frightened. Only a child would be frightened. They're just very loud.
Yeah.
Can we return to the subject of Pan, please?
Je croyais que tu avais écarté Pan comme suspect.
Why Pan? I thought you'd rejected him as a suspect.
Persephone did, but I've had time to think it over. Pan is a schemer, a traitor in favors. He always has been. His sudden appearance in all this cannot be coincidental.
Il profite
You think he could have
de mon
killed
désarroi
Calliope
pour me
after
manipuler et m'utiliser.
Perhaps. Or he knows who did and is trying to turn it to his benefit. He always knows more than he pretends.
Let me offer an alternative to your Pan theory. What about Medusa?
Non, Méduse, c'est une témoin.
What have you been up to, Grace?
Right, let me explain.
Bon, c'est bien, c'est gérer le fait qu'on ait fait ça dans cet ordre-là. Oula,
Well, if Astérion is
si
right,
Astérion a raison,
then
alors
Medusa was
Médusa
at the
était au
Reliquaire
Reliquaire
at the
au même
same
temps que
time as
Calliope.
Calliope. I take it you intend to
Je suppose que
seek
tu veux
out
aller chercher
Medusa.
Médusa. Je sais pas pourquoi il y a des trucs qui sont pas traduits, mais ok. Je ne devrais pas.
You think I shouldn't? How else will I find out why she was there?
I wouldn't suggest seeking her out, no. There must be other ways to ascertain how she's involved. Pan is, I believe, still worth looking into. He may even know something about Medusa.
C'est lui qui m'a envoyé vers elle.
Aphrodite is holding a party of sorts, one you should attend. She is closest to Pan. Indeed, she knows almost all the idols. If anyone is up to something, she's bound to know.
Pourquoi ne pas parler à Aphrodite toi-même?
You know Aphrodite better than I do. Can't you talk to her?
Well, talking to Aphrodite isn't something anyone does with much success these days.
Well, if that's the case, what makes you think I'll get
À
anywhere?
cause du chant?
There's a standing invitation for the Muse to attend this party. Calliope never went, so Aphrodite will be thrilled to see you. Trust me. If I thought you couldn't get her to talk, I wouldn't suggest it.
Mais est-ce que elle est Twitch-friendly, la fête? Quel genre de fête?
What do you mean by a party of sorts? I mean, I'm always down for a party, but
It's more of a remembrance than a party, really. It's difficult to describe.
that's awfully vague, Apollo.
It'll be easier to see for yourself. It's nothing you can't handle.
Et Méduse alors?
Wouldn't it be better if I checked out Medusa instead?
Trust me, this will be safer.
I'm not helpless, you know.
I'm not saying you are. I'm just suggesting you go to this party first.
Okay, I'll go. Eventually.
Perfect. I will see you there.
C'est bizarre, on dirait qu'il essaye de me détourner de la piste de
Paul,
Méduse.
you should see this. The names you wanted me to look up are getting weird results.
I don't doubt it. I was hoping you could...
Get over here!
No worries, Paul. I'll see you later.
Freddy, dis-moi ce que t'en penses là. Est-ce que tu penses qu'il essaye de m'envoyer sur une autre piste?
Hey, so what's the news, Miss Muse?
Miss Muse.
Well, does a muse have a proper form of address? I just want to hear what exciting adventures you've been having. Everything else okay, though? Do we know who the killer is yet?
Not just yet, no.
Okay, well, let me know if there's anything I can do. If I have to hustle to become your high priestess, well, so be it.
Comment vont Kaz et Brian?
What are Kaz and Brian up to? You didn't tell them anything, did you?
No, I told them you came home, that you're okay, but that you're having a moment. They send their love.
Should we tell them, do you think?
What for? They have their own problems. Plus, Brian can't keep a secret to save his life, and Kaz is officially homeless.
Is he still crashing on Brian's couch?
Grace, you do know that Brian doesn't have a couch, right? Just some giant beanbag things?
Then where is Kaz Oh.
Yeah, it's cute. They'll tell us when they're ready. But right now, it's best just to not mix them up in this.
Désolé pour le groupe.
I should really apologize about the band. It's kind of
Après, c'est que le troisième jour, ça va, c'est pas...
You're right, Grace. How dare you sabotage my dreams? I am so mad I could spit.
You know what I mean. Nobody could have seen this coming, sure, but it's always been something with me.
Well, as I see it, there are two ways this goes down. One, neither of us gets back to the band. It was just a thing we did for a while before I founded a cult in your name. Or two, we get back to it and the band now has the Muse as its lead singer. Edge of Elysium becomes the coolest and most appropriate band name ever.
Ugh, I still really hate that name.
Look, Grace, you can't be the source of all the drama and name the band, okay? That's the rule.
Que sais-tu des dieux?
Exactly how much do you know about the Greek gods, Freddy?
Et pourquoi
I
Pan il a
know
dit
my
que tu
Greek
faisais pas partie
mythology,
du
but what I've
monde
read clearly doesn't line up with who they are today,
mortel?
or who they ever were, maybe.
Still might be useful. There's got to be some truth to those stories, right?
Maybe? Who do you want to hear about?
Et vu que que c'est une question compliquée, est-ce que poser des questions sur Calliope?
Do you know anything about the Muses? Or Calliope in particular?
Yeah, for starters, there were supposed to be 9, though I guess there are some sources that said there were only 4, maybe 3. Each of the muses had her specialty. Did you know that Calliope is supposed to be the muse of epic poetry? She inspired the Odyssey.
Wow. I don't even like poetry.
Yeah, it was said her singing voice was unmatched. So they got that part right, at least.
Did she also lead the ancient Greeks in giant choreographed dance numbers?
No, but she once turned a bunch of snobby princesses into magpies, so there's that.
Apollon.
What about Apollo?
Okay, so the prophecy stuff checks out. Apollo was god of the sun and light, but also kind of enlightenment in general. He's always talked about as this beautiful and cultured god involved with the arts and the muses, kind of a Renaissance man before the Renaissance.
He's clearly had a rough time since those days.
Well, he was also a giant horn dog, Grace. I can list off like a dozen men and women Apollo has had as lovers, and there's probably more.
Ouais, mais ça c'est
Weren't
tous
they
les dieux
all
en
like
gros.
that, though?
Oui.
I mean, Apollo's no Zeus. He never assaulted anyone as a swan. And no, they aren't all like that. Our sun god had a reputation.
Perséphone.
Tell me what you know about Persephone.
Honestly, she's the least like her stories. Usually, she's either a victim or just the wife of Hades, or both.
And that's it? She was kidnapped by Hades, end of story?
Pretty much. Her mother was so angry, she created winter. But otherwise, Persephone was just your average sweet and virginal fertility goddess.
You're right, that doesn't sound like her at all.
Must be hard to be defined by this one thing that happened to you thousands of years ago. I'd be pissed if everyone thought my story ended there.
Well, she is pretty pissed. That much is true.
Athéna.
What about Athena? Is she really supposed to be the goddess of wisdom?
Sure, but mostly that's meant as
Oui.
tactical knowledge. Athena wasn't all sweetness and light. She was a warrior goddess. She was also the goddess of heroes. There are loads of stories where Athena helps guys like Odysseus or Jason or Perseus.
No female heroes back in those days?
Yeah, I guess not. Women were the weaker sex, which maybe is why Athena was portrayed as being vindictive. She cursed Medusa, one of her own priestesses. She turned people into spiders, struck them blind, started the Trojan War. It's the whole thing.
Not being as wise as advertised is on brand for her then.
Et la mère d'Hadès? Ben non. The mère d'Hadès, la Mercedes, ok. Pff. Je croyais que t'étais en mode Athéna c'est la mère d'Hadès, j'étais en mode bah non, c'est littéralement sa nièce en fait. Poser des questions sur Pan.
You said Pan was some kind of lust god, right?
Yeah, kind of. Pan's a god of the wild, and I guess that translates into a sort of lustfulness and earthiness, humping nymphs in the forest sort of thing.
And you don't like him.
Honestly, he's exactly what I'd expect him to be. All the stories say he's a lech and a beast. The Christians equated him with the devil. Weirdly, he's
Ah, c'est
also
pour
the
ça les
only god
cornes.
who's supposed to have died, though it's never really clear how or why. Anyhow, there's a great statue depicting Pan having sex with a goat. Next time you see him, you gotta ask him about it.
En même temps, il est un peu chèvre lui aussi. Poser des questions sur les
Just how
idoles.
many of these gods are there? From what I've heard, lots of idols live around here.
Well, there are tons of minor gods in Greek mythology, hundreds even, depending on how you define them. Oddly, there's never any mention of the word idols in relation to them. Maybe it's like how people worshipped idols?
I sort of assumed it was related to the eidolon.
Which is a Greek word, but I think it means ghost. An image of someone after they die.
Makes sense.
Me? I'm more amazed at all the big names missing. Not just Zeus and Hades, most of
Oui.
the Olympians seem to be gone.
Poséidon,
Makes you think about what's been
Arès,
lost,
Héphaïstos.
but also what might still be out there.
Et sur les autres
You think
dieux.
there might be other gods out there?
Well, there are all those gods the idols say wandered off. We don't know they're dead for sure, right? They could be living it up in Australia. Who would know? Then there are all the other mythologies, hundreds of cultures, each
Well,
with their own
chaque chose en son
pantheon.
temps.
So what's so special about the Greeks? That only their gods are real, right? And all those other pantheons could be living in secrecy, just like the idols. And that means they're hidden from each other, too. Oh, they could be everywhere and no one would know.
Est-ce
It's
que
like a whole other secret side to the world.
Yeah, it's cool, right? I hope I get to meet Ganesha one day.
Ganesh, pas sûr. Hein. Il est cancel quand même. Est-ce que là ils sont en train de nous placer des petits indices que si le jeu marche bien, il y aura un Stray Gods Ragnarok?
I wonder how much of those stories are true.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I'm giving you the quick version. There are reams of textbooks out there covering all this, but even they rarely agree with each other.
Really? Nothing definitive?
Ancient Greece was 3,000 years ago, Grace. Not much information survived all that time, if it was even valid to begin with.
Et surtout, c'était beaucoup de la tradition orale. Il n'y avait pas beaucoup de choses qui étaient écrites à l'époque. Ça se passait d'oreille à oreille. Comment les idoles ont-elles pu rester un secret?
You know what I find weird? That the idols have managed to remain completely secret all these years. Sure, they have magic and whatnot, but in all this time, nobody's found them out? Athena is that good?
Who says nobody has found them out? The way I see it, it's like UFOs.
Okay, I have to hear this.
Okay, so you could have real evidence that UFOs exist and that governments have covered it up and people still wouldn't believe it. Why? Because they'd get laughed at if they admitted it. Imagine the headline. Greek gods exist and are living among us. What website would even run that?
Gods Among
Weird
Us.
conspiracy ones. Yeah, you're right.
Plus de questions.
Okay, that's enough questions for now.
You sure? I can talk all day. You know I can.
I'll check back with you soon, Freddy. Time for more mystery solving.
On va aller voir Méduse. Fuck Apollo. L'antre de la Méduse. On ira chez Aphrodite après.
This must be the Viper's Nest. Scariest part of town,
Ouais,
no
c'est plus ghetto.
sign. Just that one dude glaring at everyone. Well, I'm here now. Just another day in the life of an idol.
There you are.
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fout avec une masse d'armes?
I think someone peed on me.
Freddy? What are you doing here?
What, you thought I wouldn't notice you skulking off? You didn't even bring
Une
any
spray
equipment,
bombe.
Grace.
Tu devrais pas être ici.
Freddy, I left you behind for a reason. Don't you realize how dangerous this could be?
Do you not realize how dangerous this could be?
Yeah, but I'm an idol. You're...
If there is a jest about to come out of your mouth, Grace, so help me, I will slap it back in. Look, you're gonna need some backup in there, okay? Do you even know anything about Medusa?
Est-ce qu'elle peut vraiment transformer les gens en pierre?
Do you think she actually turns people to stone?
Let's hope not, or this could be a short visit. Or a really
Mais il suffit de pas croiser son
I'm
regard.
serious.
Perseus used a mirror to reflect Medusa's gaze back at her. Oh, maybe you could use your phone.
You think that would work?
Unless you brought a mirror, Grace, it's all you got.
Dis-moi ce que tu sais.
Okay, I'll bite. What do you know about Medusa?
Well, you know, she was human once,
Oui,
right?
tu l'as dit juste avant,
And she was
prêtresse de
cursed.
Athéna.
Not really, no.
Cursed by Athena. Or so one of the stories goes, anyway.
But doesn't she work for Athena?
Hey, don't look at me. My knowledge of this stuff stops at a few thousand years ago.
Méduse est un monstre, c'est ça?
She was once human, but she's definitely a monster, right?
Yeah, one of the worst. But, you know, so was the Minotaur.
Exactement, faut pas juger.
Astérion said she was scary. I have a feeling she's not like him.
Pas juger un livre à sa couverture.
Then I guess you need to be prepared for the possibility that she is as bad as the legends say. Though some of the stories also say that she was wronged by Athena and that what was done to her was an injustice.
And Athena just follows the rules, right?
C'est une fasciste. C'est parti.
Okay, enough talking. Time to do this.
You have a plan for how we're getting inside, I hope?
Maybe. You're here to help?
Always.
Then I have a plan.
Recourir à une distraction. Comme ça, je me débarrasse en même temps de Freddy.
Hi, this is where the comic convention is, right? I hope I'm not too late for the signing.
Ma'am, I'm afraid you had the wrong address.
What? No. Oh God, no. No, that can't be right. Do you understand the indignities that I have endured? The weird looks, the body odors? Someone spilled coffee all over my cosplay outfit. No, do not tell me that I got
Just
it wrong.
keep them
I spent
busy while I
$50
look
on this
around.
ticket. I demand my personal photo.
Ah, sympa la boîte. Ah, c'est un bar à chicha en fait.
What a long day. Hiding in the light.
Croise pas son regard, croise pas son regard.
Long day. Dreaming of tonight.
C'est Milena de Mortal Kombat.
Sacred.
Il y a les Crips qui vont arriver.
Hello, who's that there? You've messed up my flow. Just get your drink, girl, and take your seat. Oh, it's the muse. There are sacred bites, and then there's this sacred bite.
J'aime bien votre synthé, madame.
So wrong, so right. I'm really gonna hate myself tonight.
Apaisons l'attention.
So listen, stop, I'm warning you. This is something you don't wanna do.
Tell me more about me, look at you. A prime sashimi with opinions too.
Medusa, listen, I'm warning you.
Yes, keep on warning
There's no
me.
rewinding, it's something
Elle a l'air
you
de se foutre de ma gueule.
can't undo. Can't undo.
quite lovely. Now look
Pas mal. Et confiance, prends en moi. Mais non, il fallait pas... Mais... Imbécile.
What'd you say, Grace? You okay, Grace? Where's the game face this time? You are currently experiencing something I like to call the preparation. Any questions or comments? That's right, it is widely known that I can turn folks to stone. But oh, I won't this time. Cause this time I find dine that the oozy musy bloods my wine this time. Look into me. Oh, she's looking away. Hey, look into me.
Vas-y, les yeux fermés, ça c'est bien ça.
With no end, you lost Medusa. Unless you find a friend.
Tu croyais que j'avais un cœur de pierre? Disparut.
Athena made you like this.
She was mad at me. So,
Well, why was she mad?
she said I'd been bad.
Had you been?
No. Now look into me.
Listen, Medusa, please. Athena hides you, she's ashamed of you. But she profits all the same from you. If she'd done that to me, I'd be like you.
You could never.
If I'd been damaged in a way that you can't undo.
You're not a killer.
I know. Wait. So you know that it's true that I didn't do it.
Que sais-tu, Médisa? Qu'est-ce que tu caches derrière ton beau sourire?
Yes, you do
Ton
know.
grand
You
sourire,
know.
là.
Does that mean Athena knows?
No. Okay. It's dinner time now. You're not gonna look. Fine grace. I'll take.
Just like fate made you, fate played me. Just like fate won't see what your eyes see when you look at me. Don't look at me.
You think that will hurt me, child? You have not done your homework.
Oh, sorry, just trying to get your attention.
Ok.
Yeah, I've been watching, and I'm willing to bet you can't turn me to stone before I burn your snakes off.
J'étais en train d'essayer d'avoir une communion avec elle. Hein.
Stand down, Freddy. Let's give Medusa some space.
Yeah, okay. I'm watching her, though.
Elle a été accusée à tort, moi
You ready
aussi.
to talk?
Oh, fine. Fine. What exactly is it that you want, pretty muse?
Que faisais-tu au Reliquaire?
You were at the Reliquary the night Calliope was murdered. I want to know why.
Blast! This is why I didn't tell Lady Athena. I knew it would come back to haunt me. I only followed pretty Calliope to the Reliquary. I never spoke to her, never even caught up to her. I swear it.
That's what Astérion told us, more or less.
But you were there that night.
Yes, yes, I admit it. Ugh, Lady Athena will have my head. She'll mount it on a pike. Whatever you might think of me, I had no part in the Muse's death. I did not even know she'd been attacked until I saw her fleeing.
Pourquoi suivais-tu Calliope?
You followed Calliope to the Reliquary. Why were you shadowing her at all?
I am Lady Athena's spy master, yes. Calliope has been trouble from time to time.
So you were
Pour
spying
Athéna?
on her.
I keep watch over every idol who no longer lives in Olympus, but especially Calliope. When I realized she was headed to the reliquary that eve, I followed. I had a duty to Athena.
As-tu découvert ce que faisait Calliope là-bas?
Did you ever find out why Calliope went there?
I was never close enough to ask. When I drew near to the reliquary, that is when I saw the muse fleeing. She was frightened, bloodied, dying.
Let me guess, that made you hungry.
I gave chase, yes, but to discover the truth. I knew Lady Athena would wish to know.
That does make sense from your perspective.
I didn't learn the truth until later. And then it was far too late.
Astérion dit que vous vous êtes vus.
Astérion said he caught up with you out in the fog. Is that right?
I thought he was the one who had attacked her. He is a great beast.
Non, il est comme toi. Vous êtes des
He
personnes
killed
incomprises.
Hecate's cat by accident. But this still seems hard to believe.
Yes, I had only realized my mistake once I caught up to him, and by then the muse was gone.
And you never found her afterwards?
I thought she might flee to her pretty home, or to the sharp and prickly Persephone. She did neither.
Yeah, she came to see me.
Comment te croire?
Why should we believe you? You did just try to eat me, remember?
I am telling you the truth.
D'accord.
Right, and not at all trying to cover your own ass.
You presented an opportunity. Oh, to taste the sweet, sweet blood of a hero once again. It's a problem. I've been working on it, I really have.
C'est pas très drôle,
I
mais...
know it's hard to believe what a monster tells you, but it is true.
C'est marrant qu'il le traite comme une addiction. Tu n'as rien dit à Athéna?
You haven't told Athena any of this?
Do I need to light things up again? 'Cause I'll do it.
I told her Calliope was at the reliquary that night. I did not tell her I was also there.
Why not? Wouldn't Athena find out from Hécate anyway?
Et comment elle...
I was not thinking clearly. I panicked. Lady Athena barely tolerates my presence as it is. If she thought I was involved in any way, if she even suspected...
Mais alors elle lui a dit, oui, Athéna était au reliquaire, mais elle lui a pas dit comment... Enfin, comment elle aurait pu le savoir si elle y avait pas été? J'ai posé cette question. J'ai pas l'impression que beaucoup de gens lui parlent avec elle.
Let's say we believe you. For the moment.
Whatever you do, pretty muse, I beg you. Do not tell Athena of my indiscretion. Show mercy. I know what I am horrifies you. It horrifies me as well. I cannot help what I am. I did not ask to be cursed like this.
Elle est surveillée aussi? J'y penserai.
Indiscretion, huh? That's quite the word for it.
I cannot apologize for my hunger. I can only apologize that I am so very weak in the face of it.
I'll think about it.
I am a lost and cursed thing. No idol. If Lady Athena should learn the truth... I hope you find what you seek, pretty muse. And that we meet again someday. And sing a different song.
Eh bien, très intéressante rencontre avec Méduse.
Pondering the big question, Grace. Do we actually believe her?
Moi, je pense oui. Son histoire se tient.
Hard to not believe her. We heard the same story from both Medusa and the Minotaur.
She could still be lying about why she was there or what she did after.
I don't know. Her fear just seemed real.
So, the hunt continues?
Elle a vraiment l'air d'avoir
More adventures for me then.
d'être un peu brisée quand même. T'as été génial.
Would you really have tried to burn Medusa's face off? With an aerosol can?
Hell yeah, one hint of googly eyes and...
What would I do without you?
You'll never need to answer that question, Grace.
Je retourne voir Pan du coup. Il me donne des infos intéressantes mais qui me permettent pas d'en apprendre plus en fait.
Right from the start, you knew Calliope was there that night.
Well, yes. She asked for the key and I gave it to her, no questions asked. I told you I didn't know what happened to Calliope, and that's the truth. I did not. So I nudged you in the right direction.
Pourquoi est-ce que tu as fait ça?
Why? Is there some reason you need to know what happened to Calliope?
Is that so strange? Don't we all desire justice?
You sent me to the Reliquary because you wanted justice.
Moi, mon suspect numéro 1, c'est Athéna.
Medusa learned that Calliope was going to the Reliquary because I told her. Now, before you say anything, I had no idea of the fate awaiting our dear muse. And you yourself said Medusa was not responsible. I simply had to know if I'd inadvertently, rather innocently...
Tu as trahi Calliope.
Sold her out? She came to you for help, and you gave her whereabouts to the highest bidder.
I am trying to help, Grace. In my way.
What do you mean, in my way? What way is that?
The way where I don't take all the blame.
What else will I discover, Pan? I'd rather learn it now than later.
I wish I could tell you, Grace. I truly do.
Bah, moi, je trouve effectivement qu'elle a un côté très expéditif. En fait, elle a... En termes de motivation, il y a le fait qu'elle veut absolument protéger le mode de vie qu'ils ont là, alors que Calliope voulait que les idoles changent leur voie de fait, de la façon de faire. Apollon est dans l'immobilisme, mais il n'est pas à empêcher les gens d'agir. Il est plus en mode... tous restent enfermés dans leur routine. Et c'est vraiment Athéna qui a l'air de s'opposer activement au changement. Et puis, bah, elle fait suivre Calliope par Médusa, qui est son espionne, pour savoir ce qu'elle branle. Ensuite, elle interroge Astérion sur ce que Calliope a fait au Reliquaire. Elle nous fait pas part des informations qu'elle a. Bon, ça, apparemment, tout le monde nous cache des trucs. Mais bon, on va voir ce qui se passe chez Aphrodite. Et puis bon, c'est un trope classique que ce soit la tête de la structure qui soit coupable.
Fancy party? Check. Bunch of strangers? Check. Grace totally not dressed for the occasion? Check. Now, if only I knew what I was supposed to be doing here.
Grace, you made it. I'm so glad. I was beginning to wonder.
You didn't say this was a fancy party. I feel a little underdressed.
Grace, look at me. I didn't even button up my shirt.
Mais il n'y a pas de bouton en
It's
même temps.
fine.
Why is everyone so quiet? You'd think someone died.
Bah, il a dit que c'est une commémoration.
I should have told you about this earlier.
C'est la mort de Zeus, c'est ça?
Putting it off.
Tu es trop mignon quand tu t'inquiètes.
You're cute when you're all angsty. You get this little crinkle in your forehead.
You might not think I'm so cute after I explain. You don't have any of Calliope's memories, right? No déjà vu recollections that aren't your own?
No. Should I have?
Not right away. For a while, you won't remember anything. We call it the veil. In time, the veil will start to lift, slowly at first,
Encore un truc
but
islamophobe, ça, non?
eventually you'll remember almost everything Calliope did.
Personne ne m'a parlé de ça.
Seems like the sort of thing you should tell a new idol.
New idols are usually chosen. You would know about this already, except...
Except Calliope was murdered.
Well, remember how old we all are.
C'est la fâchosphère.
There are so many memories. So the veil lifts gradually to protect you. Eventually, it's like a flood. It becomes difficult to separate what's you and what's them, and all who came before them.
I have a hard time believing I'll forget who I am.
You won't stop being you. You'll just also be everyone else who isn't you.
Yeah, I don't buy it.
I understand. Take some time to let it sink in. If you like, we can talk about it later.
What does this have to do with the party?
Aphrodite hasn't been the same since we came to the New World. She has horrific memories of what she endured during the war. Passing on her eidolon is a way to forget, for a while. That's what this party is for.
Elle va se suicider? Aphrodite va mourir?
When you say she's gonna pass on her eidolon, you mean...
She's going to die, yes, and pass her soul on to a chosen successor.
in front of everyone?
We're here to help, Grace. To make it easier for Aphrodite
Wow,
to do what she
c'est dark.
feels she must. We're here to say goodbye. At least for a while.
Aphrodite l'a déjà fait?
This isn't the first time Aphrodite's done this. She's held this kind of gathering before, right?
This is her fourth, I think, perhaps fifth.
So every time the veil, whatever you call it, when it starts to lift...
Aphrodite's memories return, and eventually it is too much. We gather to pay our respects and to honor the past. Well, she still remembers it.
Tu es d'accord avec ça?
Do you support what Aphrodite is doing here?
It's not my choice to make, Grace.
C'est vrai, mais...
But you must have an opinion.
Eventually you will remember what we experienced during the war. And eventually you will remember that what Aphrodite experienced was far
Mais
worse.
quelle guerre, par contre.
If this is the mercy she requires, I will not tell her she should not take it.
J'ai oublié un truc qu'on m'a dit. Calliope n'était pas d'accord?
Wait. Calliope refused to come to these parties. That's what you said.
She refused on principle. Everything Calliope did was on principle. She believed Aphrodite was indulging her sadness, wallowing in it. She thought Aphrodite should try harder. It was a point of contention between them.
C'est un peu une bâtarde aussi, quand même.
Aphrodite will be grateful you're here. Trust me.
Parce que certes, c'est un peu malsain, mais après, tu vas pas dire... je sais pas. Je comprends.
Okay, so what did Aphrodite want Calliope to do? What does she want me to do?
Well, knowing
Visiblement,
Aphrodite, she'll want you to
elle a
make
du
a
mal,
production
quoi.
of it all. She's not here just yet. Until she arrives, I suggest mingling.
Il y a que des gens que je connais pas. Et
Mingling.
ils ont pas de skin, donc je pense qu'ils sont pas
Yeah,
importants. Ah si, il y a Eros.
Talk to Eros. Or we can talk more if you like. Just try to relax, Grace.
Sure, yeah. Relax. That's what this party is for, right?
Bah, surtout Aphrodite, quoi. Parler à Eros. Et je vais chanter et je vais l'empêcher de se suicider.
Grace!
Hey, Eros. Nice to...
Ah, le dieu du sexe.
Oh.
hein.
Okay.
Aphrodite will be so happy you're here. It means so much you have no idea.
Tu vas bien?
Are you okay? You seem a bit...
Every time she does this, I don't know how to handle it. I almost want to run upstairs and demand she stop. Remind her that this never works. Sorry, I shouldn't unload on you. It's been a bad week.
Ça arrive souvent?
From the sounds of it, this happens a lot.
every 20 years or so. That's how long she can hold out until she just can't stand it anymore. Every time, Aphrodite forgets. At least for a while. But I don't. I remember everything.
Ça c'est horrible aussi.
I'm there for the nightmares, the panic attacks, the days she doesn't even remember the war's over. And now I'm arranging her gathering again, so she can die again. And I'll watch it all again.
Qu'est-il arrivé à Aphrodite?
Is it okay if I ask
Parce
what
que
happened?
il s'est passé quoi pendant la guerre?
I don't mean to pry, but I'm new. I really don't know.
J'ai un peu une
I
idée,
know,
mais
but it happened to Aphrodite, not me. It's not my story to tell.
et si je pouvais vraiment l'aider?
If I know what she was dealing with, I might be able to help.
Could you? I suppose it wouldn't hurt. What happened is that Brother Ares happened. He missed out on the first world-spanning war, you see. So he was damned if he'd miss out on the next one.
Ah, donc c'est la Seconde Guerre mondiale, leur
He
guerre.
found some jack-booted mortals, so full of themselves and their supremacy. And he told them about the idols. Then they came for us. Took us completely by surprise. Some they killed, but Aphrodite, her they captured.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
Aphrodite s'est enfuie.
Aphrodite was captured, but she's here now. So she must have escaped.
She didn't. Do you know the name Hephaestus?
Oui, c'est son mari,
No. Should I?
dieu des forgerons.
God of smiths. He could make anything, any tool or weapon. He was Aphrodite's husband, and he adored her. When he found out the mortals were torturing her, he went mad. He was determined to save her.
Wait, they tortured her?
Nothing extreme, I'm told. They were too frightened, but they were also determined to wring every last secret out of her. So, who knows how long that fear would have lasted. Thus, Hephaestus made a deal.
With the, jackbooted guys.
No, with their enemies. That's what saved her.
Est-ce qu'ils vont nous dire qu'il leur a donné la bombe atomique et qu'on a regardé Oppenheimer pour rien? Parle-moi de ce marché.
Then this deal is how Aphrodite survived.
It's how we all survived. It's what brought us to the new world. Hephaestus saved us all. We never saw him again. That was the deal. He would leave, make their precious weapons, and never look back. Aphrodite never even got to say goodbye. It's funny, because Aphrodite didn't even like Hephaestus when they were married. She seemed to resent every minute they were together. But now he's all she can think about.
Dans la mythologie, je crois qu'ils disent qu'elle l'aime bien en vrai, mais plus sur un côté platonique. Par contre, pour le côté Nick tout court, elle va avec tout le reste des gens. C'est le seul moyen.
Is there no other way? Does Aphrodite really need to...
To die? I've asked that so many times. She's tried magic, drugs, psychotherapy, meditation,
Mais est-ce qu'elle a essayé
everything we
le
could
rock and roll?
possibly think of. For a while, she'll deny anything's wrong. It all seems fine, and I start to hope. Maybe this time will be different. Then the nightmares begin, and the memories return. More with each passing day until... I hate it, but I see her agony. I can't deny her this.
C'est un suicide, non?
Maybe I just don't understand, but... Isn't this... like, suicide?
Some of the idols have committed suicide. They let themselves die without passing on their eidolon.
Oui, elle veut pas mourir pour de bon.
What happens?
What you'd expect. They're gone. Forever. Mother says she can't do that. She won't. Not until she sees Hephaestus again, I suspect. Not that what's happening here is anything casual. She still has to die. For a while.
Elle a besoin de moi.
What is my part in all of this? I'll help if I can.
Aphrodite loves drama. She always has. She wants us here to... well, to remember. To celebrate our history.
Elle veut que vous vous souveniez alors qu'elle, elle veut pas se souvenir. C'est
She'll ask you to use your power as part of the celebration. Could you use it to inspire her?
Oui, c'est ce que je vais faire.
I can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to, Eros.
That's not what I'm asking. I believe that, deep down, she doesn't want to do this any longer. She must see it isn't working. She
Je
just
vais lui
needs
faire
the
affronter ses
strength
traumas et ressortir vainqueuse.
to try.
Vain...
Or I hope that's all she needs.
Vaincri... Comment on dit vainqueur au féminin? Vainqueuse? Vainqueur? Je ferai de mon mieux.
I'll try, if you think it'll do some good.
I don't know if it will. I just find it hard to believe it could get any worse.
Famous last words.
Tell me about it. Do whatever you think is right, Grace. And thank you.
Je vais parler à Apollon maintenant.
I know all these people, Grace. For as long as I can remember, I've known them. Yet sometimes I feel like I don't know any of them at all. Or they me.
Tu n'as pas l'air à ton aise, mais t'as jamais l'air à ton
You
aise.
don't enjoy these family gatherings, do you?
Are they family gatherings? Like the sort mortals have?
Ouais,
You call each other sister and brother and
il y a du
mother.
drama, il y a des rancunes.
Oh, yes,
Ça
but
ressemble. Hein.
And you've been together like 100 times longer than I lived with my family. All you're missing is a drunk uncle everyone has to apologize for.
Bah oui, Dionysos.
that would be Pan. But yes, I feel very much out of
Oui,
place.
Dionysos. C'est trop mignon. J'adore. Elle l'infantilise tellement.
You look like you're in physical pain just being here.
Oh, enjoying my discomfort, are you?
Of course, it humanizes you. Makes up for all the abs on display.
Well, so glad you approve.
Eros veut que ça
I
cesse.
spoke to Eros. He's pretty broken up over all this.
Oh, poor Eros. Each new successor, his hopes rise up once more. And then he watches the new Aphrodite crumble, piece by piece, only to start all over again. It's so different from the olden days. Once he was the eternal disaster, and Aphrodite kept constant vigil over him.
Maybe he feels like he owes her.
I think he's followed her into a dark void, and somewhere, deep down, believes he deserves no better.
I should get back out there.
Ok, attendons Aphrodite. La maîtresse de maison. C'est sa successeuse. J'ai du mal avec tous les
My
féminins.
family. Having you all here, gathered once again to see me off, it moves me. More than I can say. My loves, my darlings, my dearest friends. And you. Oh, my dear sweet thing. I dare not hope that you, with all your troubles, might sing me to my sleep. Yet here you are. Yet here she is. Huh.
Heureuse de te rencontrer à nouveau.
It's lovely to meet you, Aphrodite. Properly, this time.
Ah, yes. Poor Calliope. Such a loss to us all. I shall miss her dearly. To have come so far, only... No, it doesn't bear thinking about. It's too much.
Is this Grace, my lady? The new muse?
Oh! What
Vénus,
manners
ça?
I have. Grace, Grace, meet the
Ah mais
lovely
oui, mais Vénus
mortal
c'est
woman
Aphrodite,
who
je suis
shall
con.
tonight become the new me.
Chez les Romains.
Hi, my name's Venus, and yes, it really is Venus. Nice to meet you, Grace.
Enchanté.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet you.
We'll both be new at this, huh? Maybe we could get together and compare notes if you,
Survived my trial.
Yeah. Lady Aphrodite told me. I shouldn't have brought that up. I'm sorry.
There will be so much time for you lovelies to speak later. Now, we must prepare for my departure.
J'ai vraiment besoin de ton aide avant ça.
Are you sure we can't talk first? I really need your help, Aphrodite.
I know you do, my dear. I wish I could be there for you, but I'm afraid my time is up. But since you've shown such kindness in coming, I will ask Eros to make himself available to you afterwards. There's nothing I know that he does not. He is my son, my truest friend, my longest love.
Won't he be a little distracted?
Eros has been through this before, Grace. He knows what must be done.
Oui, il donne bien le change. Bon gars. Dis-moi ce que je dois faire.
I
vais jouer
have
le
to
jeu.
admit, it's not clear what my part in all this is supposed to be.
Et juste la
How
convaincre en
could
chanson.
it be? You've barely just arrived, darling girl. How did you even find out about it?
That would be my doing.
Apollo! Oh, you've come after all.
You look remarkably well, cousin.
I've had a great deal of time to prepare. I assure you that would not be the case. As for you, Grace, have you gathered the true purpose of tonight's gathering?
Oublié. Non, elle a dit que c'était pour la mémoire. Eh, mais je suis pas assez intelligente, putain!
To ease your suffering? To forget about what happened?
An escape into the soothing blackness. To swim in Lethean waters, at least for a time.
Does it help?
I don't know. Each Aphrodite before me begged for mercy. This is all I can do for all of us. Even so, tonight is not about the pain. It is about honoring the memory of what was while that memory still persists. Go, enjoy the gathering, Grace. Tell me when you're ready to begin.
Je vais parler à Vénus. Essayer de me la mettre dans la poche avant.
I want to apologize again, Grace. I really messed up. It looks like I'll be doing that a lot. Lady Aphrodite said I'm ready, but I don't know.
Tu te poses des questions?
Having second thoughts? If so, now's probably the time to mention it.
I would never do that to Lady Aphrodite. I'm just nervous.
That's understandable.
If I can ask, what does it feel like after it happens? Do you feel different?
Juste un truc, si on te demande ton avis sur un procès, tu dis que je suis innocente après, hein? C'est arrivé très vite.
I'm not sure. It happened so fast I didn't know what to think. Calliope died and then all this happened.
You didn't remember anything? About her? Who she was? She was just...
Et non, sinon
Quoi?
cette enquête serait déjà terminée.
Isn't that the point of all this?
I just wanted to be sure. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it could be real.
T'es un bâtard, Elgato. Je fais exprès de pas faire de blagues sur ça. Tu t'appelles vraiment Vénus?
Your name's really Venus, huh?
Everybody asks me that. Even the other idols. Maybe that's why Lady Aphrodite noticed me in the first place. She says it was fated to be. I say it's because my mama was a diehard hippie.
Es-tu d'accord avec tout ça? Oui, comme Vénus. Comme les rasoirs.
Are you really okay with all this? You know what's gonna happen, right?
I saw a lot of people in crisis at the shelter. I knew something was wrong with Lady Aphrodite. She's in so much pain, Grace.
Oh, pauvre Aurelius qui
She
tire
won't
à
let you
balles
see
réelles.
how much. Eros called me one night desperate. She wouldn't stop screaming. She didn't know where she was. She's a good person, Grace. A good soul. She deserves mercy.
D'où tu connais Aphrodite? D'où?
How do you know Aphrodite exactly?
So I was working at this homeless shelter, right? A couple of years ago, and she came in with one of the older residents. And she was there in this, like, amazing dress. And she's sitting with this guy and really listening to him. Like, they were old friends or something. I just thought, what is someone like her doing in a place like this? So, I just went over and introduced myself.
That's it? Just like that.
Yeah. She came back to the shelter a few times, but by then, I guess she'd taken an interest in me instead.
Oh putain, pardon. Mais c'est injuste. Non, ça va pas avec ce qu'elle vient de dire. Elle s'intéressait à moi. Mais c'est pas juste. Pourquoi à toi et pas aux autres?
But don't you feel this is wrong? I mean, you're ending your life. It's like some kind of murder-suicide pact.
I don't think of it like that. Lady Aphrodite is not committing suicide, and I'm not being murdered.
Aren't you? Your life is ending. It's being taken over, swallowed up by Aphrodite's grief.
I'm becoming part of something bigger. Something amazing. Or maybe you're right. It'll be terrible. And I'll end up in so much pain I'll regret it.
So why go through with it?
Because Lady Aphrodite needs me. Maybe, just maybe, if I'm added into the mix of all the people she's been, maybe things will be different.
C'est ce qu'elle a essayé plusieurs fois, je pense. Aphrodite qui est la seule déesse à ne pas mourir dans God of War. Par contre, c'est le sexe. Aphrodite refuse de m'aider.
I don't think I'll have a chance to talk to Aphrodite. Not before, you know.
I was hoping she might have spared a moment.
What should I do?
You have two choices, Grace. Either you do as she asks and sing her to her rest.
At which point Venus won't have Aphrodite's memories yet.
Oui.
Or you somehow convince her to remain with us and hope she's grateful.
Non, je pense qu'elle m'en voudra, mais c'est pas
And
grave.
doesn't regret it. Or get angry at me for ruining her party.
Do what you feel is right. It's a risk either way.
Je prendrai pas la décision pour elle, de toute façon. Tu
Have
connais
you
Vénus?
spoken with Venus? She seems really...
Nice, earnest, a genuinely good person.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's not an accident. Ever since the war, Aphrodite has sought out the kindest, the
Naïve,
most
j'aurais dit.
innocent souls to be her successors. She chooses them because she believes that over time, it might make her a better person. A more worthy person.
Wouldn't it be better if she chose people who were, I don't know, more resilient?
I suppose that depends on your definition of strength, Grace.
I should get back out there.
Ok. Commencez le rituel. Chantons Aphrodite. Le suicide, ça pue. Je t'ai convaincu?
I have tried so hard, fought for so long, but in the end, I must bid you all farewell once again. But before I go, I would like us all to remember the sacrifices that brought us here, to this strange new world. This time, it is with the help of our lovely muse that we shall be guided.
Let's go.
We let them rise. We let it happen. We waited far too long.
Le dormeur doit se réveiller.
We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong. We were wrong. Since the beginning we were hidden. We held court from up above. 'Twas the golden age of reason, and I the queen of love. But a plague of hate was spreading, and there were vultures standing by. Before we fell to our knees begging, we fell from the sky. We let them rise, we let it happen. We waited far too long. We thought we shouldn't intervene. We were wrong.
C'est la faute d'Arès, cet enfoiré de nazi.
So-called brother Ares sold his soul forevermore. He so loved the military. He became their dog of war.
Je l'ai lu dans Wonder Woman.
He denounced his loving family, and with mortal guns and greed, on a plate gladly delivered everything that war dogs need. He betrayed us and we let him, and with their mortal souls long gone, we thought we were untouchable. We were wrong.
Sur la survie. Tu as survécu à l'époque, pourquoi ne pas survivre maintenant?
It's a poisonous reward. My virtues only scorn me when I was once adored, loved by every mortal, then ripped from paradise. No one suffered greater till he made his sacrifice.
Est-ce que tu vas le laisser s'être sacrifié pour rien? Alors que tu pourrais essayer de le sauver plutôt. Chante pas fort.
Freedom leaving just a memory, and this love I'll never know is what he gave to me.
J'ai choisi, j'arrivais pas à faire le choix.
I can see everything, it's interesting why you feel so blue because of the horror show from long ago. There ain't no getting through a husband who sacrificed and paid the price for you to be free. Wherever he is right now, you'd think somehow that...
Excuse me.
Sorry, I'm on a roll. I don't pretend to know the mind of a god. That's something I never thought I'd say. I'm not the only one here who wants to know. Is leaving now the only way to go?
I'm confused. Who are you? Thank you for sharing, little one. You're 80 years overdue. Now take your seat, you've had your fun. I think you'll find I'm a god, making note of the staggering lack of help. And so no matter what you think you know, this ceremony is the only way to go.
Don't you write anything down. Is there a statue of Hephaestus in town? Or is history just a record that slowly gathers dust? You gotta turn it up loud so the player doesn't rust. Because I find the story so unique, I'll sing in plain speak. You rest leaves the rest of your family stressed and depressed. They repress, so we'll only digress. I'm impressed by the sense of occasion, I guess. But this mess of a quest to possess is grotesque. It's happened to me, and I'll never know when Calliope inside of me surfaces. So I request that your guests reassess the process. And unless you address all this godly excess, we'll continue to guess while you repossess. And I won't acquiesce till a change manifests. I'm out. Sometimes taking a breath's the only way to go.
I'm a scat man.
Considering the options left, it's the only way to go. What is the only way to go?
J'aurais peut-être dû lui dire prends ton choix, là elle avait l'air touchée.
Your worship and adore like before. Thank you, Venus, a brilliant cameo.
And together we will face it, 'cause forgetting won't erase it. Moving on's the only way to go. The only way to
Mother, is it true? You've chosen to...
Live.
Bah c'était pas assez dur, quelqu'un aurait pu essayer en 80 ans quand même, non? Vous foutiez quoi les mecs? Il suffisait de chanter un peu avec elle et puis finalement, bah ça va. On arrive à lui dire allez, on se bat contre les traumas,
I made you
ça va
so
être
many
dur.
promises, dearest, and I won't be able to keep them.
My lady, all I ever wanted was for you to be happy. If this is your wish, I'll be with you at every step.
I as well. Always.
I hope none of us regret this choice in the days to come. But thank you.
Ça va marcher.
It has to be better than doing the same thing over and over.
Does it?
Tu connais la définition de la folie?
It could also be far worse.
Don't talk like that, Mother. We can fight this.
I'm so very tired, my loves, but I will. I'll try. Now then, Grace. You needed my help.
Oui.
No doubt regarding Calliope's death.
Oui.
Have you any suspicions as to who might be responsible?
Quelqu'un au Reliquaire.
Calliope was at the Reliquary when she was attacked, but I only know of 3 people who were there.
And you're sure none of them are responsible, Grace?
I thought maybe Medusa, but I've spoken to her and I think it's someone else.
Calliope came to see us that night. She was agitated, frightened even, but she wouldn't explain why.
She said she had a plan. It must have been the reliquary.
Quel genre de plan?
A plan? A plan for what? What could she find at the Reliquary that would help her?
Maybe she wanted a weapon. Something to defend herself
Oui,
with.
t'en sais rien en fait.
If only we'd
T'inventes.
known she intended to go to the Reliquary. How on earth did she even get in?
She used a key, the one Pan gave her.
Merci
When
Vénus.
Calliope arrived, she dropped it. Then she laughed and said she'd better not lose it because Pan won't give me another key to the Reliquary.
Tu parles fort mais merci.
I didn't know it was important.
C'est dommage que la balance son soit si mal gérée pour un jeu
There's your
sur la
help,
musique.
Grace. I can't give you any better.
Come now, Mother. It's time you rested. It's been a long night.
Mais il l'a dit pendant qu'il lui avait donné la clé, non?
If I don't, I suppose you'll both gang up on me again. Very well.
Donc il nous cache pas l'histoire. On confirme sa version même.
So, did they have anything helpful?
Il est peut-être innocent. Ça n'a aucun sens. Il est peut-être innocent.
I'm not sure. He might have an explanation for this. Again.
He has a way of making things seem reasonable, it's true. But that doesn't make him a villain.
I guess. Aren't you the one who first said he was probably guilty?
Worth investigating still.
Mais non, il m'avait dit déjà qu'il lui avait donné la clé.
You
Justement,
are
c'est pour
right,
ça
Grace.
qu'il m'aidait. C'est parce qu'il
You
avait,
seem troubled.
il avait peur de découvrir qu'il avait entraîné, il l'avait permis d'aller vers sa mort. Je pense au souvenir de Calliope.
What you said earlier about Calliope's memories coming back.
That wasn't how I wanted you to find out. I'm sorry.
S'ils arrivent assez vite, je pourrais
If
savoir.
you like, we can talk about it later at my place, after you've had some time to digest.
I might do that. Thanks.
You really are amazing, you know that? Every hurdle, every piece of unpleasant news, you just keep on going. I don't know how you do it.
Que veux-tu dire par là?
Uh-huh. You going somewhere with this, Apollo?
I just wish I could see the world through your eyes. Next to you, I feel very old.
En même temps, t'es littéralement beaucoup plus vieux que moi. Laisse-moi te montrer ce que je vois.
How about you come with me sometime? Let me show you the world I see.
A tempting offer.
Sounds kind of corny, huh?
It really doesn't. I would love that. Can we go now?
Hey, I'm game if you are.
Take my hand for a minute. Let your hair down for a second. There's so much to like if you open your eyes. If you try to search for the light, you might be surprised. No, it's not hard to find.
Mais c'est lui le dieu de la lumière.
Courage you need to be joyful is something you build over time. No matter what I do, the answer's in you. But I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
I'll take your hand for a minute. Oh, it's more than I feel I deserve. It could grow on me, this world that you see. Yet I've been alive for too long. 1,000 years of learning about what could go wrong. I'm tired of being wrong.
Apollo, I'm sure you've had it rough. 1,000 years of life is hard, but easier with someone like me to lean on. The courage you need to be joyful.
I appreciate the campaign.
I'll come help you find.
If I ever let her know.
No matter what I do, the answer's in
The answer's in me. Courage you need to be joyful is something you build over time. No matter what I do, the answer's in you. I will be here for the ride. Yes, I will be here for the ride.
Voilà, c'était la chanson d'amour obligatoire dans toute comédie musicale. Merci YouTube d'avoir suivi cette troisième VOD sur Struggled, the musical role-playing game. The role-playing musical, pardon. On se retrouve bientôt pour la suite.